Bro, repeat, bro. Bro, can you speak in English, bro? Team voltage. No, how was your today's exam? Yes, I think it's good. I think I don't know what will be the results. So I think it's okay. I think. Okay, guys. Tomorrow, not tomorrow. Day after tomorrow, I have interview for the RRB PO mains. Sorry, RRB PO interview. So before that, I have to prepare my UG degree. So a lot of questions are asked from our UG degree. So we have one day tomorrow. And in storage notifications and nursing landscapes. That's important. 25 up to 22-23%. Level 7 14%. Increased crop productivity 83%. 25 to 80%. Seed saving 80%. Overall irrigation savings almost 600%. SRI for 1 kg seed production. Record for the SRI 1 kg seed production 1500 liter work is required. It is 1500 required on that. So this conversion with the rice, so like 1500 liters and 2800 liters. So the price produced by the company genetic material from the rice to provide a new alternative invention to provide with a new rice. Maximum amount of anthocyanin antioxidant. Black rice is good for the weight loss. Is anti-inflammatory and which is for the anti-inflammatory. So diet weight loss. Black wheat. Black wheat has many health benefits. Yes. Okay. The get to organized cultivation of immunity. What's the use? Technology. India National Water Bodies Soil Research Centers. Irrigation schemes launched in 2006. Area under the micro irrigation system in India. 6. Water in 2008. The agriculture is center. Elevated area first, population say first. So increasing the wheat production began in Mexico in 1950. All the wheat production, the green revolution was in 65. Said Jim Carter. Next, Norman B. Bullock. American University of India, Swaminathan Mankombu Sambhasan was known after the Evergreen University of India in Kumbhakondi. He is from Kumbhakondi. In Kumbhakondi was Swaminathan. New crops for green regulations. So the land of the Indian green regulation is southern Italy. Priority is Samida of rice variety developed by the International Research Rice Institute. ப்ரோ கேட்குதா? சேலம் ப்ரோ, சேலமில் 3ஆம் தேதி ப்ரோ. ரபி வின்டர் கிராப்ஸ் ஸ்ப்ரிங் ஹார்வெஸ்ட். மான்சூன் கிராப் ஜூன் ஜூலையில் ஷோ பண்ணுவாங்க அண்ட் அக்டோபரில் வந்துட்டு ஹார்வெஸ்ட் பண்ணிடுவாங்க. அதேமாதிரி சாய்பீன், சோக்கம், கிரவுண்ட், காட்டன். ஸோ நார்த் ஈஸ்ட் மான்சூன் இது வந்துட்டு சவுத் ஈஸ்ட் மான்சூன். ரபி கிராப்ஸ் நார்த் ஈஸ்ட் மான்சூன் in the month of February, November, February. Spring is wheat, chickpea, wheat, sunflower, safflower, mustard, chickpeas. So Zaid crops. Summer crop is mainly sown in the month of March and harvest in the May. Paddy, groundnut, moong, sunflowers, maize, groundnut, watermelon, pumpkins and gourds. So okay, taxonomy. Proso millet, Skodo millet, Lithin millet, Finger millet, Banyan millet, grams, monogram, peas, GMP, sacram. Rising business has special purpose. Herbal crops which are cultivated on the plough lands. There are annual crops include cereals, fruit crops. There are annual crops, arable crops, aromatic crops. Crops contain volatile substances which occurs in essential wood, bark, foliage, flowers. Lily crops hedgerow. Lily crops are hedgerow intercrops is grown under an agroforest practice in which perennial, preferably leguminous trees or shrubs are grown simultaneously with the arable crops. These trees managed as hedgerows are grown in the wide rows and the crop is planted in the interspaces hardly between the two rows. Sweet potato, black gram, turnip, gingers are grown in the passages formed by the rows of the eucalyptus, purple and acacia. These alley crops. Trees contain alley crops. Hedgerow intercropping, hedge and row intercropping. So leguminous trees. Trees in between sweet potato, black gram, turmeric, ginger, potato. So augment crops so grown supplement the yield of the main crops, chocolate mustard with the basil. So augment the basil. Honey crops, such crops are grown along the roads and fences. What are called crops? So cash crops are tobacco, sugarcane, cotton, jute, tobacco. Cash contingent crops are cultivated in cash forthcoming season. The main crop is failed. Such crops are cultivated to cash forthcoming season and the main crop is failed. Copy words attached with contingent. Contour crops are grown along the contour line to protect the land from the soil erosion. Along the contour lines, cover crops are close growing crops grown only to protect the soil from the erosion. We are grounded with complementary crops. Both main and the intercrop is beneficial to each other. So, only crop to carry the forthcoming season and the main crop is That's contingent crops. Exotic crops. The exhaustive after the cereals, rice. Competitive. Such crops compete with each other and are suitable for intercropping. Subtle cereals. So energy crops. Energy crops is a plant grown as a low cost and low maintenance harvest used to make biofuel. Energy crop. Sugarcane are directly exploited for its energy content. So potato, maize, tobacco. Fowling crops. Such crops culture practices allow the infestation of direct cereal plant races. Infestation of lake crops. Any crops are combination of crops is grown for the grazing or lake crops. Medicinal crops, mulch crops, such crops, mouse crops. Other crops, seeding, so Paya crops. The seed of succeeding crops. Crops, Pyra crops, 10 to 15 days before. Padro crops, the third row of the crop is removed or growing crops in pairs, and the third row is excluded with an object to conserve the soil moisture in dry land areas. So Sparrow crops, so restorative crops. Restorative crops are crops that help maintain the fertility of the soil. Pulses and legumes. Silage crops like corn, legumes, and grasses that have been harvested at early maturity. Silage crops, early maturity. Smoother crops are specialized cover crops with the ability to suppress weeds, providing dense foliage. Buckwheat, mustard, cowpeas. Mustard, cowpea. Dense forest. Smoother crops. Stimulate crops. Stimulate crops. Stimulate the human body. Stimulate crops. Supplementary crops are major complementary maize and cocoa beans. Crops. Truck crops, growing more vegetables. Crops on the large scale for the truck crops. It's rain for crops grow only in rainy seasons, so bajra, jowar come with the rain season. And the irrigated crops, is in the root systems, taproot systems, and dangerous fiber root systems. Cereal crops, wheat, rice, to cotton grams. So classification based on the monocotyledons, dicotyledons. All legume producers are dicotyledons, all cereal millets are monocotyledons. Soil and climate recommends for field crops. Rice, wheat, sorghum, claylom, barley, rice, wheat, sorghum, finger millet, maize, bajra, wheat, claylom soil, maize, bajra, sandy-loam, acetyloams, ram, sandy-loam, claylom, Belgian loam, so groundnut, sandy or sandy-loam soils, claylom soils, heavy soils. Tuberculosis, sandy soils. Paddy. Rice. So climate recommended for rice. Rice is hot and humid climate. So minimum temperature for generation is 10 so which is standard to rice is a short day plant, it is a long day plant, maize is a day plant, short day plant, crop, black gram, soybean, groundnut, rapeseed, mustard, sunflower, cotton, sugarcane, non-season crops. Sugarcane's abundance and seen during the bold maturation harvesting season to obtain a good quality, heavy showering of rain. Sugarcane, potato Serious recommendation of the general recommendation of the fertilizer doses. So cereal crops 4:1, pulse crops 1:1, pulses 3:4, cereal crops 4:1, pulses 1:1. So fodder crops 2:4. Not inflorescence. Different crops: rice, panicles, wheat, pikelet, headers, spikelets, panicle, spectrum, mango, panicle, rice, mango, panicle, wheat and bajra, spikelet, headers, mustard is tassel silk. So silk, tassel, sugarcane arrows and so on. Paddocks. Highest sesame and the groundnut and sunflower sesame. Coconut 55 to 60% high content is coconut. So transplanting. So recommendation seed rate. Field crops. SRM method, which is 6 to 8 kg of the seed rate. So broadcasting, dipping and drilling 18 to 100 kg. So conventional method like transfusing is 80 to 100 kg, 6 to 8 kg. So wheat 100 to 120 kg. Rice motor. So groundnut. Next crop. Sorghum, pearl millet. Gram 60 to 80 kg. Sets groundnut bunch type now, spreading type now 82. castor 10 kg, fodder maize, sorghum moong. It's seeded. So transplanting means 100 to 15 to transplanting now 50 to 60 kg, broadcasting now 100 kg, 80 to 100 kg, dipping and drilling. Hybrid rice 50 kg, SR with the 6 to 8 kg of seed is secured. And wheat 100 to 100, maize 20 to 25 kg, hybrid and composite. Hybrids 60 to 80 grams, 60 to 50 to 60 grams. Transplanting rice 50 to 60 rice, this is cotton 10 to 12 kg, groundnut, pulse type, spreading type. So pulse type of spreading type 800 to 120. Rice transplanting 50 to 60, transplanting 50 to 60 kg, broadcasting 80 to 100 kg, dipping drilling means 10 to 80 30 kg, hybrid rice means 15 kg, reserve the 60 grams, system of rice intensification, coconut is higher percent, planting geometry, spacing, field the crops, reserve method which is 25 into 25, spacing, hybrid rice 20 to 50, 25 25, in 2015, transplanting 2010. So wheat 22.5 row to row spacing. So maize 60 25, 60 25, cotton 60 30, hybrid 120 60, cotton 120 60, grounded 45 cross 5. So reduce the competition. So test weight of the field crops. I don't know the undersize of the crops. Undersize seed index. It's rice. So sesame of varieties. So agronomy. Agronomy consists of the two precursors. Agronomy is a branch of agricultural science which deals with the principles and practices. Principles and practices of the crop production for obtaining maximum economic returns from the unit area. To attain the maximum return of economic return from the unit area in different period, a particular period in particular different area, producing optimum use of the resources and getting maximum economic returns, which is called agronomy. Agricultural science, principles and practices of the crop production, the field management. Field management. Agronomy is mainly based on the following principles: agrometeorology, soil synthesis, soil and water conservation, daily agriculture, nutrients. Principle and practice of the crops, soil and water management. Principle and practices of the crops and soil water management. So tillage, the word tillage is from tillage. So tillage is the mechanism manipulation of the soil, mechanical manipulation of the soil, obtaining nutrients. Seed generation, seedling estimation, establishment of the growth of the crops. The through tillage is the role of tillage. Tenth type of tillage, primary preparatory tillage. The tillage operation which constitutes initial soil working operation. It is normally designed to the soil strength. One of the primary flow is breaking, opening, and so to till mechanical manipulation of the soils. So the tillage operations, breaking the clouds. So plow is breaking, opening, and turning the soil. Which is primary tillage. Preparatory tillage. Secondary tillage is like create a good seed bed for the proper seed planting. Those secondary tillage is cultivation around hoes. Secondary tillage means cultivator, harrows, hoes, plankers, rollers. So it's a proper seedling planting. அடுத்து வந்து objective, adequate soil erosion for the gaseous changes in the seed and structure. So adequate aerations, adequate seed soil contact to permit water flows. Seed and soil contact. So non-crushed soil contact to permit seedling emergence. Low density soil that permits root. So low density. So aeration and the loosening will reach root penetration. So when that provides adequate light to the seedlings, a pest and pathogen-free environment, mixing the applied manures and the villages and removing the hot plant. If So remember the hard planting, we need to increase the soil depth by water absorption. So the aim of the tillage is to produce a good soil condition or the tilt seedbed. When soil is brought to such a condition, ideal for the crop growth. Ideal to bring the soil conditions to optimum for the seed growth. The ideal seedbed is soil in which the porosity is mineral solid water provides an optimum balance between the water and holding from the drained. Optimum balance appears to be the one in which the capillary flows are equal. Modern concepts of tillage. So conventional tillage means minimum tillage, zero tillage, conservation tillage. So minimum tillage, conventional tillage, minimum tillage, zero tillage, and the conservation tillage. Which is வேகமாக படிச்சுட்டு போயிட்டே இருக்கணும். கன்வென்ஷனல் டில்லேஜ், மினிமம் டில்லேஜ், ஜீரோ டில்லேஜ் and the conservation tillage. Conventional tillage involves primary tillage to break open and the conventional tillage primary tillage to break open and return the soil, followed by the secondary tillage to obtain a seed bed, which is secondary tillage, primary tillage and secondary tillage. So to prepare the seed bed, so when you are planting with the introduction of the herbicide in seed formation, the concept of tillage is into radical changes. So the depth of the tillage has been reduced and the cultivator replaced the plough as primary tillage implements, particularly on hill soils. This has been reduced and cultivator replaced the plough. There has been an plough tillage is practiced plough. So there has been an increasing trend to reduce the number of cultivations in order to avoid the undesirable result of the over cultivations. National tillage has been accompanied by the direct tilling of the seeds. Latest success in potential for the restricted tillage appears to be on the heavy soils where the timeless of cultivation is so critical. So there was main disadvantage of the direct tilling. There was the proliferation of the perennial weeds and the certain pests and diseases, nutrient leaching. Minimum tillage refers to the growing of the crop using only that tillage needed for the placing the seed at the proper depth. The germination satisfactory. So by omitting operations which do not give much benefits when compared to the cost, by combining agricultural operations like seedlings and the tillage. So minimum soil conditions to the decomposition of the plant is using city. So under the minimum tillage refers to growing the crop using only that tillage needed for the placing the seed at proper depth. This minimum tillage, the seed germination is lower with minimum tillage. In minimum tillage, more nitrogen has to be added as a result of the decomposition of the elemental is slow. Nodules are affecting some leguminous crops. Growing operations are difficult. The owner implements continuous use of herbicide cross pollutions, improving the soil conditions due to the decomposition of the plants. The growing of crop using only that tillage needed for placing the seed at proper depth and covering them. This minimum tillage aimed at reducing the tillage to minimum necessary for ensuring good seed bed satisfactory. Operations which do not give much benefits when compared to the cost. By combining agricultural operations, so tillage can be reduced benefits when compared to the cost by agricultural operations like seeding and tillage. Seeding and tillage continue to control. Service refers to of the rainwater. Okay. Method of practice: row zone tillage, plough plant tillage, wheel track planting. So row zone tillage means after primary tillage with the Scientific evidence like this, like skin and harming are reduced. Releases 10 row zones. Releases row zones. Plow plant release after the soil is plowed. A special plant is used and they run over the field. Plowing is done. Tractor used for sowing. Zero tillage refers to no tillage, which the crop is planted in the unprepared soil by operating an arrow, slat, trench, or band only if sufficient within depth to obtain proper seed coverage. This is controlled only by the chemical means. Zero tillage was given by the jet settle. Zero tillage is possible where the soil has coarse texture surface, good internal drainage, and adequate quantity of residual substance. Tillage has the low regeneration, slow mineralization, and the buildup of horned plants. Commonly used herbicides. Tillage has paraquat and the diquat. Paraquat and diquat. Paraquat and diquat. Besides paraquat and diquat. The system of tillage organ residues are not inverted into the soil such that they remain on the surface as a protective cover against erosion, conservation, evaporation, loss of soil moisture. If stubbles from the protective covers on surface, it is usually referred as supplement tillage. The stubbles from the protective cover on the surface. Residues left on the soil surface interface with the seed by preparation and sowing operations. To cover soil from the erosion along with the water and moisture is conservation tillage to reduce the evaporation and the soil erosion and the water evaporation along with the water. Conservation tillage, conventional tillage. Is introduced and the cultivator replaced the plow. With the minimum tillage. And conventional tillage. The tillage implementation is chisel plow, subsoil breaking, rotor plow, pattern pulverized light soils, edge plows. Excludes deep plowing, simple ROS plankers. Okay. Now. Wheat, paddy, panicle initiation, heading and flower. Panicle initiation period and the ground root initiation. Panicle initiation, heading and flowering is important. Now flowering, bud penetration and the early pod development. Flowering, bud penetration and the early pod development stages. And the pod development stage means torsioning, silking, early grain formations. Chili. Flowering stages. Group of cultivation plants, those are grown commercially and lights cultivated plants. Crops, plants for the commercial use, agricultural produce plants. Cultivated plants are agricultural produce such as grains, vegetables, and cultivated plants. Rice sativa. Rice is most important crop of India. Rice contributes sativa. Indica japonica, Iris javanica, subtropical, tropical. Some 6 regions, southern region on the British Karnataka. So rice is considered self-pollinated and a salty crop. Rice is grown in 3 seasons in the eastern and the peninsular India because of the uniformity in the temperatures. So rice is grown in 3 seasons. Clay loam soil with slightly acidic soils. 4 to 6. 20 centimeters, spacing up to 20 centimeters, 25. First cultivations. Single crops 1:1 and the NPK. Pulses crops 1:2:1, whole 6:1. Next 4. Rice, seasonal rice and resistance 2015, 2010. Transplanting 2010. Hybrid rice 2015, 2010, 2015, 25. 45, 5, 105, 1790. So 25 to 90. 75 to 90. Percentage price, Kharif season வந்துட்டு so June, July and harvesting October. June, July, October and the spring. So in the June, so explore summer, spring. So in the January, February, harvesting the April, May. So 3 seasons, 3 years, and so the April, May, and harvesting the August, September. Autumn, Kharif, pre-Kharif. It was developed by the breeder Henry M. Beechel's urine Manila Philippines. Since the Philippines, Ujian and the Pita. India team variety of the rice introduced in 1960. Started introduced in India in 1996, which was highly yielded than the Indian one. India's rice was Jaya. Leader of Miracle Rice is Jaya. Rice planting transfer Kharif season. Transplanted to the swing. So transplant 21 to 25 days after transplanting, 3 to 4 leaf stage. So regular moon 3 to 4 leaf stage. In Rabi season, 30 to 35 days after sowing, 20 to 25, 20 to 25, 21 to 25 days, 3 to 4 leaf stage. At the Rabi season, 30 to 35 days after sowing. Azora method 10 to 12 days. That's 30 to 35 days. Method of rice cultivation, semi-dry plant rice. Broadcasting the seed, sowing the seed behind the plough and drillings. Wetland and lowland, transplanting in pulling field. Broadcasting strategization in field fields. Nursery area, Azora method is 100 meters square. So raise rate 100,000 meters square, 100 meters square, rebound method, 40 meters square, depot method. There are utility cropping systems are most practiced in Odisha, Garland. Cropping pattern of rice and wheat. Normal 1000 meters square. So direct sown rice, 2 splits. First one the tillering stage, drilling management. So direct sown rice is 2 splits. So tillering stage and the pan cleaning stage stage. Method basal dose tillering base direct sown வந்துட்டு tillering stage வந்து transplant பண்ண rice வந்துட்டு 3 split பண்ணனும் basal dose tillering stage ல பண்ணா so conveys on the tillering stage and the pan cleaning stage, tillering and pan cleaning stage. Azolla is applied in the rice field for nitrogen fixation from the organic matter in the soil. Azospirillum is a nitrogen fixing bacterium. Azolla nitrogen fixation in nice organic matter. Azolla azospirillum found in the root surface of the rice. The most important critical stage of irrigation is tillering and the flowering. Thanni appo tilling and flowering and the flowering stage. Critical stage of rice for both fertilizer application and irrigation is tillering and the plant colonization. So tillering and the flowering up with the so irrigation to the flower stage and irrigation. Rice crops requires 5 irrigation for the life cycles. So 5 critical growth stages responsible for the irrigations. So seedling, tillering, panic initiation, flowering at the dough for maturity period. The lowest water use efficiency and the highest consumption crops were 15 water requires 1 kg of yield. Because nitrogen loss is rice field occurs due to the denitrification process. So nitrogen loss in rice field can be reduced by placing the ammonical fertilizer. So nitrogen loss field can be reduced by placing in ammonical fertilizers in reduced zones and nitrate fertilizer in oxidized zones. Ammonical fertilizers, lowland rice fertilizer applied in the reduced zone only. Reduced zone and oxidized zones. Lowland rice medium variety of the rice is Javana and the Pavati. Yielding the off-red rice. Several motion between the area Pusa Basmati 1 high yielding the off-variety Basmati rice. Which is Sabarmati aroma rice. Gas emitting from the rice field is methane gases. The rest of it is so rice varieties including different crops. So these are Lunashree, plus is a Tulsi, here Usha Basmati, Jaya, hybrid rice. Masuri zinc deficiency rice can be zinc sulfate. Zinc sulfate EU program for the rice development was implemented. Program for rice development. Okay, integrated program for rice development was implemented. Special orientation training program on rice technology. Most dominant revealed species in the rice field is Echinoclova species. Echinoclova species paraquat. Paraquat and dicot. So weed rice are controlled by the butylachlor and proponil. Butachlor and proponil. Paraquat and the dicot. Butachlor and proponil. Rice stage for the harvesting is comes when the panicle turn into the golden yellow. Panicle turn into the golden yellow and the grain contains significantly the moisture productivity high in India 20 quintals per hectare. Highest quintal height productivity. 25 quintal இருந்துச்சு அப்படினாலே ஹை ப்ரொடக்டிவிட்டி. Critical percentage moisture, so 15%. So the harvesting storage of the paddy 12% moisture. Rice husk contains 80% silica, therefore so it is potent source of the silica for the manufacture of the silicates or in glass manufacturing silica. Purple rice contains vitamin B12 while containing the rice bran. So raw rice bran வந்துட்டு parboiled rice bran. So disease is accurate disease is caused by the first is Kyra of Paddy zinc deficiency. Kyra disease first. Kyra of Paddy zinc deficiency accurate disease has two yes. Hydrogen sulfate toxicity Montec disease. Number white eye ferric deficiency. White eye is ferric deficiency. Kyra of Paddy zinc deficiency. Head hot and white tears caused by yellow stem border of the rice. Killer disease of the rice is bacterial leaf blight and the Tumbo virus. Tobang method of rice originated and commonly planted in Philippines. This Tobang service is constructed from the raising of seedlings without any soil. Rice seeds contain sufficient food. Rice seeds contain sufficient food in the endosperm to permit the young seedlings to grow 14 days without receiving any outside nutrients except air, water, sunlight. Soil rice seedlings are used for transplantations. Tobang method. No soil is so rice itself contains nutrient for the germination of the seed. So 14 days the only need is soil, water and air, water and the sunlight. So for nursery sowing about soda seeds 1 to 1 hectare seedlings from 1 meter square are sufficient for the transplant year. So 1 meter and busening at the Piazzi in rice. Busening common method of rice cultivation in Chhattisgarh, Bihar and Odisha. Under this means rice seeds are processed in the ploughed field immediately after the onset of the monsoon and the standing crop is love பண்ண பிறகு under system rice seeds are broadcast in the ploughed field immediately after the onset of the monsoon and standing crop is ploughed 4 to 6 times later when 4 to 5 centimeters of water is standing in the field. Fruiting seedlings are transplanted after the Piazzi. So which is called the chalk cap filling. So which is clap filling. So using using the bomb method using or blasting rice. So objective of the PRC to control the weeds, to create a semi-burial condition to arrest percolation loss of water. Percolation loss of water, just the plant population through the chalai. Carefully. So wheat. I think we're the Titican species. STM. Like this. Wheat plants are similar to some previous ground root, permanent root. Sonara, Sonalika, Saifadlema, Kalyan Sona, Arjun Pratap Chanak, Sonara, Sonalika. Hi Gayatri. எக்ஸாம் எப்படி பண்ணீங்க? நல்லா பண்ணீங்களா? ரெடி ஆகலை, இப்போ தான் என் சப்ஜெக்ட் படிச்சுட்டு உட்காந்துருக்குறேன். ஆமாம், இது சொல்கிறீங்களா? ஆமாம், ட்ரிம் பண்ணலான்னு பார்த்தேன். அவங்க கடைக்காரர் வந்து, தம்பி நீ ரொம்ப சின்ன பையன் மாதிரி ஆகிடும் தம்பி, வேலை செய்கிறதுக்குன்னு ஒரு வயசு வேணாமா தம்பி, போ தம்பி அப்படின்ட்டாரு. எனக்கே வித்தியாசமாக இருக்குது, இந்த மீஸ் மட்டும் பெருசாக வச்சுருக்காது. ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணிட்டேன். நாளைக்கு ஒரு நாள் ஃபுல்லாக உட்காந்து என்னோட சப்ஜெக்ட் ஃபுல்லாக பார்த்துட்டு அவ்வளோதான், போயிட்டு வர வேண்டியதான். என்னதான் நடக்குது எல்லாமே ஒரு ஃப்ரீ தானா? ஓகே ஓகே. நீங்கள் எக்ஸாம் எப்படி பண்ணீங்க? நான் ஓகேவாக பண்ணியிருக்கேன், சூப்பராக பண்ணியிருக்கேன்னு சொல்ல முடியாது, ஓகேவாக பண்ணியிருக்கேன். ஆக்டிங் மட்டும் சரியாக பண்ணல, மற்றதெல்லாம் சூப்பராக பண்ணியிருக்கீங்களா? நல்லா பண்ணியிருக்கீங்களா? ஆக்டிங்கும் ரீசனிங்கும் நல்லா பண்ணலை. ரீசனிங்கில் 23 அட்டெம்ப்ட்டு கொடுத்தேன், குவான்ஸில் 18 அட்டெம்ப்ட்டு கொடுத்தேன். சொதப்பியாச்சா? ரீசனிங்கில் ஒரு 30 அட்டெம்ப்டாவது கொடுத்துருக்கணும், குவான்ஸில் ஒரு 25 அட்டெம்ப்டாவது கொடுத்துருக்கணும். இது கொடுத்துருந்தா நம்ம கன்ஃபார்ம் ஒர்க்கு அப்படின்னு நினச்சிருக்கலாம். அது எனக்கு அந்த ஃப்ளோர் பஸ்ஸில் இருந்துச்சுல்ல, 6 person 3 floor 3 flat, அந்த பஸ்ஸில் 3 floor பஸ்ஸில் அதில் பயங்கரமாக அதில் நான் ஸ்டக் ஆகிட்டேன். அப்புறம் பிளட் ரிலேஷனில் ஸ்டக் ஆகிட்டேன். அதுதான். மற்றபடி இங்கிலீஷு ஃபுல்லாக போட்டேன், கம்ப்யூட்டர் ஃபுல்லாக போட்டேன், ஈஸியாக தான் அந்த மாதிரி இருந்துச்சு. கரண்ட் அஃபேர்ஸு ஒரு 13+ வரும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ரீசனிங் குவான்ஸு எங்கள் கடைசி நாள் லீவே கொடுக்கல எனக்கு. கொடுங்கன்னு கெஞ்சி பார்த்தாச்சு, எங்கள் ஃபோன் எடுக்கலை. ஸோ ஃபோனை போதும் விட்டாச்சு. ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணணும்ல, ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணாமல் மார்க் எப்படி வரும்? அதுதான் ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணவங்களுக்கும் ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணாதவங்களுக்கும் உள்ள வித்தியாசம். சும்மா போய் எழுத முடியுமா? ஓகே, வாட் எவர் ஹேப்பன் இஸ் ஹேப்பன். நாளைக்கு என்ன நடக்குதுன்னு பார்க்கலாம். ஓகே காயத்ரி. Polaris Minor, Circumhellpens, Vina Fratua. Queen of Sirius Maze. Maze. Order Maze. Sweet corn, popcorn, baby corn. Camel crop is so controlled. Turn millet, barley, millets, pulses, chickpea, grain. Sororitinum. King of pulses, chickpea, queen of cereals. Desi kabuli. Probably. Pigeon, Kajanas, Kajan. Okay, Gayatri. Groundnut plus PGMP. Crop rotation, paddy PGMP. Groundnut PGMP Sukkum, groundnut Rabi PGMP. Soybean. 120 days after early maturing. 120 days after sowing, early maturity period. Groundnut, Arachis hypogaea. Groundnut is also called the peanut. Hypogaea. Self-pollinated and day-nature plant. Modified fruit. Groundnut is modified fruit. Fruits of groundnut is nut and the fruit type is lamentum. Ninoflora of the root is beg. So geotropism at the base of the ovary. Stalks like ionophores. Beg formations. Flowering starts 24 to 40 days after sowing. So 25 40 நாளில் வந்துட்டு ஃப்ளவர் வரும். பெக் ஃபார்மேஸ் வந்து 25 40 நாளில் வந்துட்டு ஃப்ளவர் ஃபார்ம் ஆகும். 5 7 நாளுக்கு அப்புறம் பெக் ஃபார்ம் ஆகும். It takes 10 to ஒரு வாரம். அப்புறம் 2 ஒரு 10 நாளைக்கு வந்துடும். டெஸ்ட் ஐஸ் தின் ஸ்கின் தட் கவர்ஸ் த சீட் ஆர் நட். Thin skin testa. Flower pegs pods. So ratio 7 flower இருந்துச்சுன்னா 4 பெக் தான் வரும். 4 பெக் இருந்தால் 1 நட்டு ஒரு பாட் தான் வரும். Nitrogen 7 to selling percentage is 70%. 50% of the total rice production in India. Technology mission on the pulses and oil seeds. Appreciation in heavily is comparable to Kharif seasons, grow due to the fewer degrees of the insects. Sandy and sandy loam soil. Clay soil is tricky, so rainfall susceptible destruction. Hypogeal type of journals also not. So at sowing time, 0.1% erythritol and 3 serum is used for the seed treatment and the break seed dormancy. Serum under the erythritol and serum sowing time. Kharif வந்துட்டு ஜூலையில் போடுவாங்க. Kharif season. So So 1 step now 100 kg, spreading time 80 to 100 kg. Irrigation tariff தேவைக்குள்ள Rabi season of 5 to 6 irrigation, summer 10 to 12 irrigation, summer 10 to 12 irrigation. Establishment 10 to 12 days with vegetative stage. So which is 3 months. Pod formation, seed development stage 70 to 8 to 90 days. 3 to 90 days. Best chickpea irrigation is more suitable for critical chickpea irrigations. Critical stage flowering stage, beginning stage for pod formation stage. 25, 60, 60 kg, 25 to 50 kg of zinc sulfate. So the NPK 25 kg per hectare, NPK 25, 60, 60 kg, and 50 kg zinc sulfate and ferrous sulfate. Level groundnut. Star weeder is used to control weeds in groundnut field. Star weeder. ப்ரோ இன்றைக்கி எக்ஸாம் எப்படி போச்சு? ப்ரோ பண்ணியிருக்கேன் ப்ரோ. டிராவிட் சைன் ஓகேவா பண்ணியிருக்கேன் ப்ரோ. குட்டுன்னு சொல்ல முடியாது, ஓகேவா பண்ணியிருக்கேன். ரிசல்ட் வந்து தான் தெரியும் ப்ரோ. groundnut வந்தது groundnut casted. ஸோ ட்ராப்பிங் சிஸ்டமில் வந்துட்டு ஸோ 4:1 groundnut casted sunflower. Earthing up is done in groundnut of 35 to 45 days. Big formations. இன்டர்வியூ ப்ரிப்ரேஷன் போயிட்டுருக்கா? ஆமாம் ப்ரோ, ஆமாம் இன்டர்வியூ ப்ரிப்ரேஷன் போயிட்டுருக்கு. Rhizobim japonicum. Present moisture content. Aflatoxin is developed by 2 reasons. When the pond moisture content greater than fungus, Aspergillus niger. Aflatoxins. It is vector virus of this. All the best. Okay bro. Thank you so much for your support bro. Okay bro. Leaf spot, early leaf spot, and major pest of the groundnut. Major pest of the groundnut is white crab. Is the major pest in the white crab, which is white crab. Sesame indicum 50% oil content and 20% protein. Seed rate and the line sowing 5 to 4 kg, 5 to 7 kg. So sowing of the seeds and mixture of the uniform sowing for the whole into the seed treatment 15 theorem and the pebistin per kg. Theorem seed treatment theorem. Ethyl and theorem. So with the ethyl and theorem. So 30 cross 10 centimeters. Water requirement 50 centimeters. 4 to 5 leaf size, flowering size capsule formation. Put over 30. Skimming percentage. Skimming percentage. Weight of the lint, weight of the seed coat into 100. Weight of the total weight of the lint, weight of seed coat, which is skimming percentage, lint index. Skimming percentage is weight of the 100 cotton seeds in lint index. Cotton is resistant against the pest Helicoverpa spotted bollworm. Helicoverpa spotted bollworm. Cotton, that's the name of the boll god. Some sugarcane, leafy croppers. Perennial plant, day length and perennial plant. Most important cash crops, high water consumption crops. Botanical Saccharum officinarum. దీనికి ఏంటంటే సకారం ప్రాపర్టీ సైనసిస్ సకారం officinarum Allicin Saccharum spontaneum and the Indoboma. Cuba is known as sugarcane bowl of all the Cuba. Breeding Institute. So Sugarcane Breeding Institute Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. So zero tillage is mostly practiced in the sugarcane. So viral videos. I don't know Hindi, bro. Characteristics of different sugarcane species. Thick and juicy canes. So arrows, open panicle arrows, set roots, temperate to provide moisture. Sugarcane have two types of roots. So shoot roots and the shed roots. Permanent on the products, temporary in the provide moisture and nutrient for the growing primary roots. Permanent produced from the lower ring of the lower node of the roots, set roots, and the planting of sugarcanes. Spring planting, autumn, September, October. Crop duration, so 12 months and 18 months. 12 months, 18 months. And for South India, around 18 months. July to August, planting, Dalish planting. Month. So planting material, upper 1/3 of the cane is used for the planting because it contains high nutrition glucose. Planting says to do 3 buds with 10 to 12 months age. 3 bud planting space 60-90. South India outside. South India 90 to 120 centimeters. South India is 90 to 120 centimeters. Seed says 3 budded, 2 budded, single budded. 1200 seeds per hectare. 1,20,000 seeds. So hectare 1,20,000 seeds per hectare. So flatbed method, ridge and furrow method. South India ridge and furrow method use பண்ணுவாங்க. Use for the gap filling. Set treatments, cold water treatments. Whole cane is equal to cold water 2 hours, 2 days, 1 to 2 days. Hot water treatment, soaked in the hot water 52 degrees for 30 to 40 minutes. Percent of the set. Chemical treatment, organomercurial. So this also used in the soaking line solutions. So nutrient management. 19 kg. Nitrogen 100 kg, 100 kg. 190 zinc sulfate. Sulfur 15 kg, 20 kg. So high dose of nitrogen ions residue grows, resulting in reduced sugar content. High dose of 50%. Red dot வரும். Sugarcane cotton gram. Sugarcane போடுவாங்க அல்லது காட்டன் போடுவாங்க. Cotton gram போடுவாங்க. 4th month, I think it's 45 to 50 days. Location of the sugars in the potassium crop logging is a method of plant analysis of assessing nutrient accumulation. So around 100 tons per hectare. It will be around 100 tons. Order should come. February to 50 centimeters plant to plant. 30 to 35 days age of plants and mostly in summer sorghums. order miss Xiaomi's ஃபெப்ரவரிலேருந்து நவம்பர் ஃபெப்ரவரிலேருந்து நவம்பருக்குள்ளே வந்து பண்ணுவாங்க. பொட்டேட்டோ cropping system pattern, concepts of irrigations, settlement of irrigation, method of irrigation, drainages, water management, management. ஹெக்டருக்கு 40-700 ஃபுட்ஸ் பர் ஹெக்டர். டொமேட்டோ, brinjal tomato, Hello, bro. Can you hear me? Chandru Jadhav. Hello, bro. You are from? I'm from Tamil Nadu, bro. Field capacity. Field capacity is the amount of soil moisture or water content held in the soil after the excess water has drained away. The rate of downward movement has materially decreased. So 3 days. Okay. Field capacity is considered as the upper limit of the available water. So upper limit of the available water is called the field capacity. Bro, I'm from Tamil Nadu, bro. Tamil Nadu. So preparing for banking, bro. Banking. So on February 3rd, I have interview for RRB PO. So for that, I'm preparing my UG degree concepts. காலைல போய் எக்ஸாம் எழுதுனா சீக்கிரம் வந்துச்சு, டயர்டாக இருக்குது. Anything else, bro? Okay, upper limit of the available water is called the field capacity. Permanent wilting point. The soil moisture content at which the plant will die. The soil moisture content at which plant will die is called the permanent wilting point. Wish you all the best, bro. Thank you so much for your support, bro. Thank you so much, bro. Leave a like and subscribe, bro. Permanent wilting point or wilting point. Soil moisture content at which the plant will wilt and die. While there still may be the water in the soil, the plant is not able to extract sufficient water from the soil to meet its need. So the soil moisture content at which what? Give ID password, I will check RRBPO. Bro, what is it, bro? ID password, I will check RRBPO. Why should I give my ID and password to you, bro? You want to check what? So, oh, okay, you want to check I have cleared or not. It doesn't matter, bro. Leave it. Okay, bro. No problem. It doesn't matter whether I cleared or not, bro. These questions won't appear, bro, which you are reading. Bro, I'm preparing for interview, bro. So basically they asked so many questions from my UG degree, I think. Yes, from the previous interview sessions, people saying that the questions were asked from their UG degree, so that's why I'm reading my topic, bro. I did UG in agriculture, so I don't think this much won't need it. Just a single read, bro. It won't take so much time. Can you show book cover? I'll get what you are reading. So So what is it? Agriculture at a glance. It shows mirror image. Okay. Do you see that? Once again you want to see the book cover, huh? Once please. What once please? Again you want to see the cover, huh? It shows mirror image. Okay, enough bro, go and sleep bro. Thank you for supporting me bro. Evaporation. Process by which any liquid escapes from the surface into the atmosphere. Gaseous state is known as evaporation. So gaseous form the liquid வந்துட்டு சர்ஃபேஸ்லேருந்து அட்மாஸ்பியர் போச்சுன்னா அது பேர் எவாப்ரேஷன். டிரான்ஸ்பிரேஷன் அப்படின்னா in which the soil water is in the form of vapor leaves the plant canopies. ஸோ பிளான்ட்டோட கேனாப்பீஸ்லேருந்து சாயில் வாட்டர் வந்துட்டு எவாப்ரேட் ஆச்சுன்னா அது பேர் டிரான்ஸ்பிரேஷன். Evapotranspiration அப்படின்னா the cycle of water in the field consists of its entry into the soil. The cycle of water in the field consists of its entry into the soil, infiltration, redistribution, downward drainage within the soil, uptake by the plant, and its return to the atmosphere. In the twin process of transpiration and evaporation, this whole process is called evapotranspiration. The combined loss of water through the evaporation and transpiration is called evapotranspiration. ஓகே, எவாப்ரேஷன்னா டைரெக்டாக சாயிலிருந்து வாட்டர் வந்து கேசியஸ் அட்மாஸ்பியர் போகிறது எவாப்ரேஷன். பிளான்ட் கெனாப்பிலிருந்து வாட்டர் மேலே போச்சுன்னா அது பேர் டிரான்ஸ்பிரேஷன். எவாப்ரேஷனும் டிரான்ஸ்பிரேஷனும் கம்பைண்டாக நடக்கிறது பேர் எவாபோட்ரான்ஸ்பிரேஷன். ஓகே ரைட். ஸோ ஓகே, critical stage of crops for irrigation. So for the rice, tillering, panicle initiation, heading and flowering. Flowering, bed formation, the pod formation. Okay, இதெல்லாம் போதும். Agricultural drainage, waterlogging. A land is called waterlogged when water stagnated. Surface drainage, subsurface drainage. Surface drainage is simplest and most common in India by digging open drainage at suitable intervals and depth. Less than 2% slope இருக்குது அப்படின்னா it includes the perforated pipes யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க. Less than 2% slopes. Mole drainage suitable for the clay soils made with the help of the mole plow. Vertical drainage, drainage by the wells, deep open drainage, water collected by the seed base. Biogenes, water sets, micro water sets, milli water sets na 1 to 10, mini na 10 to 100, micro 100 to 1000 hectares, 1000 to 10,000 hectares, macro water set. Macro drainage water set, common outlet. Macro, milli water set, mini water set, micro water set, macro water set. Okay. Section water management. So restoration protection adala thevapadaadu. So let's move to the next part. Drought prone management. Dryland agriculture. Dry farming. Cultivation of crops in areas where the average rainfall is less than 750 mm per year. Dryland farming. So average rainfall is less than 750 mm means which is called dry farming. Dryland farming 750 to 1150 millimeters. Rainfall from cultivation crops in regions is more than okay, less than 750 to 1150 and greater than 50. Dry farming, dryland farming, and the rainfall farming. So moisture availability acute shortage இருக்கும், acute shortage ரொம்ப shortage இருக்கும், இல்ல shortage இருக்கும், இல்ல enough போதுமானதா இருக்கும். So less than 75 days dry farming, 75 to 120 days, greater than 120 days. Growing season arid, semi-arid, humid, cropping system simple cropping, intercropping இருக்கும், simple crop எல்லாமே simple multiple cropping இருக்கும். Most common dry spell, no occurrence. Dry spellலாம் இருக்காது, காமனாக இருக்கும், ரேராக இருக்கும். Failure constraints, இதில் வந்து wind erosion இருக்கும், இதில் wind and water erosion இருக்கும், இதில் water erosion மட்டும் இருக்கும். Moisture conservation practices, proper drainage record இருக்கும். Abundant weather conditions of dryland areas, inadequate and uneven distribution of rainfall, set of monsoon, prolonged dry spells, early dryland implements, growing periods. Anti-transparency, any material applied to the transparent plant surface further reducing the water loss is anti-transparency. Weed management. Weed is an unwanted plant growing where it not desired, and so ரொம்ப அதிகமாக சீட் ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணும். Competitiveness, vegetative propagated, deep root system, early seed setting and early maturity. Evasiveness, soil fertility, importance of weeds with example. Maintain soil fertility, control soil erosion, Cynodon dactylon, convolvulus avances. So uses fodder, Cynodon have medical values. Some weeds have medical values. Maintain soil fertility. Soil fertility maintain பண்ணும், soil erosion fodder யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கலாம், medicinal values இருக்கும். Cynodon dactylon, Cynodon Cichorium typha. Value pH is ornamental, Lantana camera. Echina clova, cypress, cypress, typha, Cynodon dactylon, cypress, convolvulus avances, convolvulus, Cynodon dactylon. Weeds are grown in the cultivated field. So applicated weeds, cultivated weeds, applicated wild and cultivated weeds, grows both in wild and cultivated weeds. So it's cypress, Echinoclova, Cyanodon, Cypress, Cyanodon, Echinoclava, Camelina. So it is Cypress rotundus. Applicable objectionable problem weeds. Whose seeds once mixed with the crop seeds is extremely difficult to control. Objectionable weeds. Noxious weeds, undesirable, troublesome, very difficult to control. Satellite weeds, weeds that is integral part of the crop ecosystem. Parasitic weeds, weeds that depends for its own growth. Submerged weeds, semi-weeds, non-weeds, floating weeds. Lantana Camaro. Padilla என்னென்ன வீடு இருக்கும்? Cypress, Cyanodon, Echinoclava, wild rice, Celosia, Crypta. Groundnutல Phyllanthus, Solanum nigrum, Amaranthus species, wild oats, Cyanodon, Cypress, yes, Cyanodon, Cypress, Phyllanthus. Inhibition or the stimulation of the target plant due to the different chemical exchange. Inhibition or the stimulation of the allelopathy அப்படின்னா so chemical excludes by the weeds or the crops. So chemical produced by the weeds or the crops stimulate or inhibit other crop, which is called allelopathy compounds. Plants into the soil and either root excretes or the decomposition products of the dead worms outside the crop with compositions. The mutual adverse effect between the crops and the weed. Nutrient space, nutrient space, light, nutrient space, light, moisture, etc. Composition. Stale seed bed. Two flushes of weeds are initial 1-2 flushes of destroyed before the. So according to the selective herbicides. So classification of herbicide. Selectivity of the herbicide 2,4-D, atrazine, butyroxide, pendimethalin, fluclorin. Selective fertilizer, non-selective is diquat, paraquat, pendimethalin. These are the non-selective diquat, paraquat, pendimethalin. So follow fallow applications. Application of herbicide will be advance of the sowing. That is 10 days before the sowing. Fallow application. It is applied for the problematic weeds with the higher dose. So application முன்னாடி வெத போகிறதுக்கு 10 நாளுக்கு முன்னாடியே மருந்து அடிக்கணும். இதுக்கு பேர் ரொம்ப அட்வர்ஸ் வீடு இருந்தது அப்படின்னா ஹை கான்சன்ட்ரேஷனில் இந்த ஹையர் டோஸாக வந்து இந்த ஃபேலோ அப்ளிகேஷன் அடிச்சுருக்கலாம். ப்ரீ பிளான்ட் அப்ளிகேஷன் அப்படின்னா அப்ளை 2 to 4 days before sowing planting, fluclorin and alaclar அடிக்கலாம். ப்ரீ எமர்ஜென்ஸ்னால் 1 to 4 days after sowing, simazine, atrazine, butyroxide, pendimethalin. Post emergence 30 to 40 days after, that is 2,4-D, diquat, paraquat, isoproteran, dolapan. The chemical groups. We don't need to read the chemical groups. On to the next part. Okay, there are selective herbicides and non-selective herbicides. Non-selective வந்துட்டு diquat, paraquat and the pendimethalin. இதில் வந்துட்டு atrazine, butyroxide, pendimethalin, 2,4-D, simazine, atrazine. 2,4-D, atrazine, simazine, pendimethalin, butyroxide, pendimethalin, fluclorin, diquat, paraquat, pendimethalin. So fallow application before the 10 days fallow applications. Pre-plant application, which is 2 to 3 days before the plants, fluclorin, alaclar. Pre-emergence 1 to 4 days after the seedlings, simazine, atrazine, butyroxide, pendimethalin. Post-emergence pendimethalin, atrazine, simazine. 2,4-D, diquat, paraquat, isoproteran, dolapan. Method herbicide application. So இதெல்லாம் வந்து selective herbicide, selective, non-selective. Time of application: fallow, pre-plant, pre-emergence. Fallow, pre-plant, pre-emergence, post-emergence. Fallow, pre-plant, pre-emergence, post-emergence. அடுத்து வந்து soil application, soil surface application. Triazines, urease and the amide groups. Triazine, urease and amide groups. Soil application வந்து flucloralines. subsurface application வந்துட்டு only for the deep rooted and the perennial weeds வந்து subsurface applications. Weed in maize, spraying of atrazine, plant application, here application. Soil application என்னென்ன இருக்குது அப்படின்னா triazines, urease and the amide groups, manuron. So triazines, amide groups, urease, triazine, amide group, urease, and foliar application, soil application, foliar application. Subsurface, chlorine, soil applications, soil surface application, soil mala surface application, urease, triazines, amide groups, soil application, anilines groups, fluorines, anilines, subsurface soils. The band applications, spraying of the atrazine seeds in the maize. And blanket application, foliar application of herbicide over the entire leaf area, only selective herbicide. Blanket application, வந்துட்டு செலக்டிவ் ஹெர்பிசைட் தான் அடிக்கணும். அப்போ வந்துட்டு என்டையர் கெனாப்பி, என்டையர் லீஃப் ஏரியாவிலையும் அடிக்கலாம். ஸோ அப்ளிகேஷன் ஹெர்பிசைட் பிட்வீன் த கிராப் ரோஸில் மட்டும் தான் அடிக்கணும், வீட்ஸில் மட்டும் தான் அடிக்கணும். ஸ்பாட் அப்ளிகேஷன், herbicide solution is poured on weed in cropped and the non-cropped fields infested with obnoxious weeds is isolated patches. அடுத்து வந்துட்டு பேசல் அப்ளிகேஷன்ஸ், ப்ரெஷ் woods. பேசல் அப்ளிகேஷன்னா woods, ஸ்பாட் அப்ளிகேஷன், herbicide selectivity. When herbicide is applied in a mixed plant population, herbicide harms or kill target weeds. Whether crop plants are not affected, this phenomenon is called selectivity. So selectivity mainly depend upon the weed nature and dosage of the herbicides. Weed nature, dosage of the herbicide பொறுத்து தான் இந்த selectivity இருக்குது. From the dose of the atrazine 0.5 to 1 kg per hectare kills weeds of the sorghum, means it acts as a selective herbicide. But when atrazine applied at 10 kg per hectare, it is non-selective in nature. So when the dose is low, means which is selective. If the dose is high, which become non-selective and it can kill the crop also. Herbicidal selectivity, atrazine 0.5 to 1 kg. Atrazine, plant card 240, plant card 240. Pendimethalin stomp, paraquat, putaclar, make it. Solaro, atrazine solaro, soluble powder 240. Primogen herbicide, reduce germinations, suppress crop growth. Phytotoxicity of the herbicide. Phytotoxicity அப்படின்னா அது பிளான்ட்டை பாதிச்சிச்சு அப்படின்னா biological control of weeds. A moth, an insect, a soot boring moth, a fungus. Integrated weed management. So integration of cultural mechanical, cultural mechanical, manual weeding, chemical and even biological method. Summer plow பண்ணோம் stale seed bed. Summer plow, stale seed bed. What is stale seed bed? Stale seed bed is one where initial 1 or 2 flushes of weeds or 1 or 2 flushes are destroyed before planting a crop. This is achieved when soaking a well filled with either irrigation or rain, or allows the weed seed to germinate. At this stage, is shallow tillage or okay. நல்லா தண்ணி stale seed bed. Cropping system: monocropping rice, double cropping rice plus wheat. Cropping system use பண்ணோம். Rice, double cropping, triple cropping, rice, wheat, vegetables use பண்ணலாம். Pre-emergence application of butachlor apply பண்ணலாம். 1 kg. அடுத்து anil gourd for grasses 240, broadleaf grasses 240, weeds grasses anil gourd. Hand weeding 30 days after transplanting. Upland rice with lowland rice, biological control பண்ணலாம். Butachlor 1 kg. Pre-emergence herbicide butachlor. Pendimethalin, so we don't have to. Natural occurring habitability of some weeds, biotypes within the population to survive against herbicides. Pilaris minus bright red na extreme toxicity, yellow color na highly toxicity, moderate toxicity, green na slightly moderate high extreme toxicity. Soil erosion is the wearing away of the land surface by the action of the soil. It's natural erosions. Wind erosion, saltation, suspensions. Wind erosion, saltations, suspensions, saltations. Surface cliffs, water erosions, splash erosions, seat erosions, hill erosion, gully erosion, ravines, landslides or slip erosions, stream bank erosions. Conservation delays, steep delays when sufficient low yield is semi-release limited amount. To decreases the input of labor or fertilizers, anything else is towards improve the land husbandry, which is mulching. Surface mulches are used to prevent soil from the blowing. So we go with cover crops. Strip cropping is a system of growing alternative strips of erosion. Strip cropping na alternative growing of erosion permitting crops. Contour strip cropping. Growing of cover croppings, field strip croppings, swing strip croppings, mixed croppings, engineering methods, penstration. Combination of bridges and channels with the cross. Check dams, percolating ponds, chest dam, basin, these things. Small interrupted grazings around the counter with the soiling, baking the hard under the impervious subsides. Basin listing consists in making of the small interrupted basins along the contours with the special implementation called the basin listed. Basin listed helps to as it falls and is especially effective in the basin listings contour along the contour basin listings. Precision farming, computers. What is precision? Precision farming means high-tech agriculture, especially variable management. Integrated technology and management. Remote sensing, organic farming, biohusbandry, biological husbandry, agricultural production system which avoids or largely excludes the use of the synthetic compound fertilizers. Avoids the synthetic compound fertilizers, chemical fertilizer regulators, and livestock feed activities. Maximize the extent feasible organic farming systems. Rely upon the crop rotation, crop residues. Livestock feedstocks. Maximize the extent. Synthetic inputs, fertilizers, pesticides, pheromones, feed additives, etc. And to maximize the extent feasible, rely upon the crop rotation, crop residues, and manners of organic mass waste. Agriculture can be defined as a form of agriculture aimed at meeting the food and fuel needs of the present generations without endangering the resources base. Sustainable agriculture present generation நீட்ஸையும் அதை ஃபுல்ஃபில் பண்ணணும், ஃபியூச்சர் ஜென்ரேஷனுக்கு ரிசோர்ஸஸையும் வந்துட்டு endanger பண்ணாமல் இருக்கணும். It includes study of the impact of improved crop production technologies to crop production technology, ecological balance, evaluating sustainable agriculture, company sustainable agriculture is the practice using principles of ecology. Make the most efficient use of the non-renewable energy sources and the on-farm resources. Low external input sustainable agriculture. LESA. What is LESA? Low external input low இருக்கணும் sustainable agriculture. அதுதான் வந்துட்டு LESA. Improving aeration is the tillage. Due to the tillage, soil bulk density in the soil decreases. Iron plow was introduced. Clean tillage. Tipping. Putting of seeds introduced in the hole or pit or packet made of predetermined distance at depth. Drilling. Furrow of a potential dimensional. The predetermined distance and depth. Dipping now on the hose or pits hosல வந்துட்டு seeds போட்டு வரது dipping. Drilling அப்படின்னா ஃபர்ரோஸில் போட்டு போகிறது. Plant cultivation after planting and before crop emergence. Plant cultivation after plant பண்ணதுக்கப்புறம் before emergence பண்ணுறது தான் plant. Deep tillage, soil tillage 15 meters, shallow tillage, soil 215 meters. Ideal tillage, soil should be prepared in such a way that the tillage operation carried out to the normal sequence of the tillage upon the moisture. Soil, ideal tillage, ஏற்ற மாதிரி. Mulch tillage. The fallow tillage, clean tillage are together known as fallow tillage and the clean tillage is known as mulch tillage. Minimum tillage, no-till system reduces the availability of the potassium. Availability of the potassium due to the increased compactness leads to reactions. Puddling is plowing the land with 15 cm standing water with an object to create an impervious layer below, creating an impervious layer to percolation of water. Deep tillage, subsoil tillage. Is one such alternative integration under the agroecological sound approach that claims to boost yield with the system of rice intensification. It's an alternative for the conservation method. So integrated and the integrated agroecological sound approach that claims to boost the yield and the fewer plants and fewer inputs, fewer plants, resulting lower cost to the farmers and save 50 to 60% of the nutrient use efficiency compared to the conventional method. Retting, a biological process in which fiber plants like hemp, jute, etc. kept water for the few days. Soybean is called as the wonder crop because it's richest, cheapest. World food or poorest man's food. Golden rice is known as the genetically modified rice is golden rice. Early of seed purity and dimension. Tetrapod varieties, a buzzing or winter hardly. Diploid varieties, lana. Yellow jewel. Cabligation அப்படின்னா வந்துட்டு controlled. What is cabligation? Method consisting of controlled fertigation, fertilizer plus irrigation to fertilizer application to the irrigation. Check irrigation is also check flooding, level flooding or flatbed. Check flatbed irrigations. Water use efficiency. Amount of dry matter that can be produced from the water use efficiency is amount of dry matter that can be given quantity of the water. Application method is mostly immersed. Herbigation. Application of herbicide along with irrigation is herbigation. Lay-by applications. Herbicide after the last cultivation of crop. Earthing a piece of sugarcane. Lay-by application. Lay-by application. Shallow tillage in red soil is dryland improves moisture conservation. Tool. Parameter. Period for the crop with competition may be the shortest time spent during the crop growth when the weeding results in the highest economic results. Wave erosion is the erosion caused by the both water and the wind ரெண்டுத்தையும் சேர்ந்து வரதான் wave erosion. Dakucho Dipology. Pathology is the formation of soil relation to the crop growth. Dipology. Always with black soils, red soils, laterite soils, forest mountain soils, arid desert soils, peaty and marshy soils, saline and alkaline soils. Capability of soil to provide all the essential plant nutrients for soil fertility. Inherent and natural fertility. Acquired fertility developed with application of manures and fertilizer. Acquired fertility. Natural factor affecting. Capacity of soil to produce plants. Manures. Bulky organic manures. Farmyard manures. So on the decomposition of the farmyard manure contains 0.5% nitrogen, 0.2% phosphorus, 0.5, 0.2, 0.5% is of the nitrogen. So it's not available immediately. After 30% of the nitrogen is available to the first crop. 0.5%, 0.2%, 0.5% farmyard manure. Compost, night soil, vermiculture, vermicompost. Compost. A mass of rotted organic matter made from the waste is called the compost. The compost made from the is 0.5, 0.2, 0.5. Compost. Nutrient value of the compost can be increased with application of the superphosphate or rock phosphate into 18 kg. So the compost made from the town refuses like night soils, street sweepings and the dustbin refuse is called the town compost. It contains human excreta both solid and liquid. Night soil rich in NPK which is 5.5, 4 and the 2. 5.5, 4 and 2 which is night soil. The vermiculture technology, the potential of the earthworms as a natural biograde. Earthworm population organic matter rich soils at a natural bioreactors harness beneficial microflora, destroys pathogens and converts organic waste into the valuable products such as biofertilizers, vitamins, enzymes, antibiotics, growth hormones and after having the properly established in the soil modified soil. Only availability of the various nutrients of the calcium, sodium are much higher in the earthworm casts than in the surrounding soils. So early availability of the various nutrients such as early availability, so phosphorus, calcium, sodium, magnesium, potassium, So ideal population over 2 to 4 lakhs per hectare can make the permanent structurally stable burrows in soil which allow water infiltration up to the depth of 120 meters. So each irrigation micro dam and friends, so 2 to 4 lakhs. 2 to 4 lakhs of earthworms per hectare is preferable for the highly fertile soil. Being harnessed to set up a unit for the cost-effective treatment of various non-toxic solids and liquid waste from the industries. So the product process unit known as a vermicompost. Green manures. Green manures can be rhizobium nodules. So type of green manures: Sanamp daincha, poultry manures, sheep and goat manures, poultry manures, concentrated organ manures, oil cakes. Then the amendments. Fertilizer on the side, fertilizers. Broadcasting, top dressing, placements, deep placements, plows well placements, subsoil placement, localized placements, bulk blending, till placement, band placement, pellet placement, liquid fertilizers, sorter solutions, foliar spray, soil application, fertigation. Plant nutrients. Primary sodium, potassium. Secondary nutrients: calcium, magnesium, sulfur. NPK, calcium, magnesium, sulfur are the macronutrients. Venna. Saline alkaline type of soils. So acid soil படிக்கணும். ஓகே, டைம் 2:30 ஆகிடுச்சு. ஸோ தூங்கிட்டு காலையில் லைப்ரரி போகலாம். Hello guys, so we wind up the session for the day. Let's finish the session guys. Bye bye. Good night.